Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brock Page, and if you want to save yourself some time, check out my picks for this video in the description section below. Houston's laying 5 points tonight at Orlando with the line at 221. Currently 69% of the spread money's on Houston. Speaking of Houston, the Rockets are 13-3 versus teams winning less than 45%, while Orlando's covered just 5 out of 19 at home. Houston's going to win this one on the spread, laying the 5 points with the over 221. I'm also laying 245 on the Rockets for some money line cash. Next game, Minnesota's +4 at Washington with the total points at 212. Currently 68% of the cash is on Washington. Speaking of Washington, they've gone 9-5 as the official home favorites and 12-7 in all home games, both against the spread. On the other side, Minnesota's only covered 6 out of 17 games on the road. It's for these very reasons that Washington's winning this one against the spread, laying 4 points with the under 212 total points. I'm also laying 200 on Washington for some money line cash. Next game, Philadelphia's getting 13.5 at Boston with the line at 212.5. Currently, 56% of the cash is on the Sixers to cover. The Sixers have covered 57% of their games against teams allowing more than 102 a game. On the other side, Boston's covered just 6 out of 15 games at home. It's for these very reasons that the Philadelphia 76ers are covering the 13.5 on the spread with the over 212.5. Boston wins this one outright for the $1,000 lay on the money line. Next game, Cleveland's laying 13.5 at Brooklyn with the total points at 221.5. While struggling in real life, Brooklyn's got themselves a bunch of covers in multiple categories this year, and it's for this very reason that Brooklyn plus 13.5 is winning against the spread tonight. Both teams are going under the 221.5, with Cleveland winning this one outright on the 950 lay for some money line cash. Next game, New York Knickerbockers getting 7 points at Milwaukee with the OU at 214.5. The Knicks are 6-2 against the spread against teams winning around 50% of their games. On the other side, Milwaukee's covered only 10 out of 22 games against teams allowing more than 102 a game. And it's for these very reasons that the Knicks will win on the spread at +7 with the under 214.5. Look for the Bucks laying 250 on the money line to win this one outright at home. Next game, the Memphis Grizzlies are getting 12 points at Golden State with the total points at 214. Currently, 66% of the money's on Golden State to win against the spread. Speaking of which, Golden State's covered 50% of their games when favored at home. On the other side, Memphis has only covered 10 out of 25 games against teams allowing more than 102 a game. It's for these very reasons that Golden State will win against the spread, laying the 12 points. In addition, Golden State's winning this one outright on a 1250 lay for some money line cash. I'm loving the over 214 in this one. Next game, Miami's getting 3.5 at the LA Lakers with the total points at 210.5. Miami's covering 61% of their games as the official road underdog, while the Lakers have covered just 1 out of 7 games as the favorite. It's for these very reasons that Miami's covering the 3.5 on the spread with the over 210.5. The LA Lakers are laying 150 on the money line and will win this one outright. Next and final game, LA Clippers laying 2 points at Sacramento with the OU at 207. The Sacramento Kings have covered 57% of their games versus teams winning more than 55%. On the other side, the Clippers have covered just 7 of 19 games on the road. It's for this that I am loving the Sacramento Kings +2 at home with the over 207 on the total points. Lay the 125 on the LA Clippers. They're going to win this one outright on the road for some money line cash. My parlay of the day is Brooklyn +13.5 at home against Cleveland with Philadelphia +13.5 at Boston. This parlay is going to pay me $272 on a $100 bet. If you want to get real conservative and tease it for 5 points, it's going to put both teams at +18.5. That will pay us $83 on a $100 bet. Well, folks, that's going to do it for me. For Brock Page Predictions and Sports Picks, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.